control it. You know your lips are golden, baby, get me high. Touching me like lightning, keeping it exciting. You know exactly what to do to blow my mind. You're from another planet. I've never felt like this. I don't know how I ever survived without it. I'm starry-eyed, got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moonlight. Take a trip around your body, boy, I love the way you got me. Starry-eyed, got me starry-eyed. This bed is out of space, just keep painting constellations. You cover me in glitter till I'm shining bright. I never wanna leave the sky. The way you made me feel alive. I was in the dark and baby, you're the light. You're from another planet. I've never felt like this. I don't know how I ever survived without it. I'm starry-eyed, got me upside down, spinning around you.
I'm so fucking sick of seeing people blame other people for not having community and saying that, oh, it's because they are introverted or they don't go outside or they choose this life for themselves. It is entirely a result of the government. You don't have community anymore because everyone has social anxiety nowadays. You have never had a critical thought in your life. You should naturally be around your community on a day-to-day basis without even trying, without even having to. Because they built every city around cars and not for humans, you don't see another person on your day-to-day basis. This kind of infrastructure forces us to spend money anytime we want to go anywhere, while also keeping us isolated from each other, and that is by design. So now you don't see people in passing when you're on your way to the grocery store or when you're taking the train home from work. Whereas if you were in a walkable city, you would have more of a community feel and you would actually see people in your community on a day-to-day basis. They took away all of our third places and then made it to where just hanging out outside, not spending money, is a crime of loitering. So that now, anytime we do hang out, we have to be spending money to do it. Not only that, but forcing everyone to work 40 hours a week and literally taking up their entire day from them. Like, if you think about it, a 9 to 5, that is the entire day. You get home at what, 5:30, 6, and then you have 3 hours to eat dinner, go to the gym, shower, get ready for the next day. You have no time for any of your own personal fulfillment or hanging out with your friends. They don't give you time for that. They don't care about that. They just want to extract your labor value. Also, the government go in decades trying to convince us that individualism is the way to go and that every single one of us needs our own house, our own microwave, our own refrigerator, our own space, or else we are literally failures. Let's bring back sharing, because I want to be in a community where my neighbor feels happy to come over and ask me for a little bit of sugar. Or if one of my roommates really needs me to come pick her up from the airport. We were all sold the lie that independence and individualism is what we should be doing and is going to make us happiest, when we are all now begging and desperately desiring for that community again. Most of the struggles that you have in life are caused by the systems that are put in place by our government. But ironically, instead of having compassion and consideration and community building skills, you decide to point the finger at a fellow person just like you who's probably experiencing most of the same struggles that you are too.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of ATP Live. I'm your host, Andre Morton, and ATP Live, obviously, it's only on the ATP network. You can catch the ATP network on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Rumble. And also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is at ATP Network 247. I might try to buy a blue check for that account so I can stream on there instead of streaming on my platform. I just want to make my Twitter account about mutual aid at this point, because really I ain't got nothing else to like kind of offer, if you know what I mean. And sorry for the camera quality again. I'm just trying to manipulate things here. I got my camera right here, but it's not in use. And apparently with this fucking computer, I can't plug in my camera, my mic, and my mouse at the same time for some apparent reason because all of them take USB A, and I got two USB A ports. So yeah, so I'm most likely might have to get a USB C mouse that plugs into the computer, and yeah, so yeah, or get a computer, or get a camera that's USB C. I think those are more high input, high quality cameras anyway. So yeah, um, yeah, man, it's a lot. I know I haven't been streaming since Friday. Um, yeah, just been going through a lot of things. Recovering from those things I've been going through. Man, since Christmas, man, shit been crazy around here, man. Like in the Twitter world, man. Like folks, like this one person I'm not gonna mention. She's crazy as hell, but it like every time it like she brings shit along with her. I'm just gonna say that. Now, I'm finna break down this video you just watched. I saw this first from JB Font. Shout out to him. He played it in the beginning of his video on RBN. You check out RBN. Y'all know who they are. Good, amazing people. I'm gonna play it again from the top, but I want to break it down. I want to break it down because it's very interesting. All right.
I'm so fucking sick of seeing people blame other people for not having community and saying that, oh, it's because they are introverted or they don't go outside or they choose this life for themselves. It is entirely.
Well, I would say this. Now, I would say that if you choose to be introverted, if you just choose that, like just not to hang around nobody, it ain't nothing wrong with that. Because a lot of times, like from my experience these last couple of weeks, man, you just need to like just leave people alone. Like, especially online. You can't really work with people online for some reason. Like, this is why, the real left is like RBN. I've been telling people, like, you got to organize on the ground. If you need to, like, actually touch grass. Because, you organize with these people online, I'm not getting to a tangent. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, just unserious people. But anyway, if you choose to be introverted, that's fine. But what she's talking about is, it's like why people aren't hanging out like they used to. And I noticed that myself. Like I remember the bowling alleys on Friday night, Saturday nights used to be packed. They're not as packed as it used to be. Part of the reason why they were packed the holidays, because I guess people coming home for the holidays and people want to hang out and stuff. Yes. Yeah, but she about to get into why people are not forming community like they used to. I'm gonna let it continue. Sorry for the little tangent, guys. I'm just still heated about a couple of weeks ago, but
Clearly a result of the government. We don't have community anymore. Because everyone has social anxiety nowadays. You have never had a critical thought in your life. You should naturally be around your community on a day-to-day basis without even trying, without even having to. Because they built every city around cars and not for humans, you don't see another person on your day-to-day basis. This kind of infrastructure forces us to spend money. Everyone has social anxiety nowadays. You have never had a critical thought in your life. You should naturally be around your community on a day-to-day basis without even trying, without even having to. Because they built every.
Yep, she's right. And we also need like communism. It taught me a lot. Taught me that we need each other to fucking survive because the government is not going to save us. It's not. Like I know I've been repeating myself. I'm pretty sure all of you that watch this, watch me for the last months and watch other people on here too. Like we've been telling you, like the government not going to save you. Like we need each other to survive. And the government, they do things by use propaganda to divide us, um, use capitalism to divide us as well, because people say, hey, I got mine, you go get yours, fuck you. It shouldn't be like that. But I mean, like she cooked in this one, man.
every city around cars and not for humans, you don't see another person on your day-to-day basis. This kind of infrastructure forces us to spend money anytime we want to go anywhere while also keeping us isolated from each other. And that is by design. So now you don't see people in passing when you're on your way to the grocery store or when you're taking the train home.
My thing is the government is willing to do anything to keep us divided as much as they can. And they've been doing that. You know, they've been doing that for a long time, but now it's really increased because of the pandemic. Like, well, a good example, like, you know, they say stay home, you don't go nowhere, like, and stuff like that. I think to this very day, people still staying at home a lot, which, you know, I mean, I can't tell. It's a whole lot of factors. So to the money too, part two as well. Sorry guys, about the internet. It's lagging. Hold on.
From work. Whereas if you were in a walkable city, you would have more of a community feel and you would actually see people in your community on a day-to-day basis. They took away all of our third places and then made it to where just hanging out outside, not spending money, is a crime of loitering. So that now, anytime we do hang out, we have to be spending money to do it. Not only that, but forcing
That part right there. That's why people don't hang out no more. Because to do anything, like even going to parks, I think she mentioned that too in this video. Like this place in Mississippi called Dwayne Hayes. It's a park. It's okay park. It's not all that nice to me, but it's a park near where my mama live. And you know, when you have family gatherings, you have to pay per person to get into the park. A public park. Like I'm shitting y'all not. Um, so like even to go to a fucking park just to have a family gathering, like building community, like you gotta pay. Like you actually gotta go out to eat. You gotta pay for that. Uber, you gotta pay for that. Like you maybe y'all riding the Uber together, or it could be anything. Like everything is centered around capitalism. Even hanging out with folks. And the reason why people are not hanging out with folks anymore, not because they just turned to an introvert overnight. It's just because they ain't got no money. They ain't got no money. But she continues.
everyone to work 40 hours a week and literally taking up their entire day from them. Like, if you think about it, a 9 to 5, that is the entire day. You get home at what, 5:30, 6, and then you have 3 hours to eat dinner, go to the gym, shower, get ready for the next day. You have no time for any of your own personal fulfillment or hang.
Exactly. Like that's not I'm not living the life like that. Another reason too why people are hanging around each other. Like you can't build community when you working 9 to 5, 7 days a week, and then fuck just 9 to 5. Like people have overtime. Don't forget about overtime hours too. That's another what 2 or 3 hours. Like your whole day is gone. Like you literally at the job, the whole fucking day. Like you go to sleep, right? And a lot of people don't even go to sleep. Like and nobody's talking about the sleep crisis we got. Like everybody can't sleep. You know, me myself, like I have trouble falling asleep too. But again, it's so much. Like yeah, they scared that they want to keep us. They want to control all of us. That's why they got it. That's why the system is made the way it is. Like Jordy Grew said, it's not the system's not broken. It's meant to be this way. Like somebody work what 4 hours a week. I mean 4 hours a day. Like then you got other time to build community and do other stuff and then have all your necessities. Like they don't want that. They want you to work like a slave, come home, go to sleep, eat, maybe, if all your paycheck don't go to bills, then you do everything all over again. Like, yeah.
hanging out with your friends. They don't give you time for that. They don't care about that. They just want to extract your labor value. Also, the government
Yep.
going decades trying to convince us that individualism is the way to go and that every single one of us needs our own house, our own microwave, our own refrigerator, our own space, or else we are literally failures. Let's bring back
Hold on, I'm gonna let it play a little bit. See.
sharing because I want to be in a community where my neighbor feels happy to come over and ask me for a little bit of sugar. Or if one of
I mean, yeah, what happened to that? I remember people used to do that, like actually go to a neighbor house, they like friends with the neighbor go over the house, say, hey, can I borrow a cup of sugar? And give him a cup of sugar. Like now these days, you go over somebody's house, a neighbor's house, and you ask for sugar, they'll look at you like, motherfucker, you better buy your own goddamn sugar. Oh shit! Like that's where we at now, and that's the what the sister wants us. They want us to have our, you should have your own shit. Your own, like she said, your own microwave, your own refrigerator, your own house. Like a lot of people don't like being alone at home. Maybe they like having a roommate, somebody they can talk to when they need to, or hang out. Um, that's their prerogative. Like, to be honest with you, like. Everybody really don't need a individually house. I mean a house. So yeah, it's a good point here.
my roommates really needs me to come pick her up from the airport. We were all sold the lie that independence and individualism is what we should be doing and is going to make us happiest when we are all now begging and desperately desiring for that community again. Most of the struggles that you have in life are caused by the systems that are put in place by our government. But ironically, instead of having compassion and consideration and community building skills, you decide to point the finger at a fellow person just like you who's probably experiencing most of the same struggles that you are too.
So yeah, that's that video, man. Like, shout out to her, Key Lime Lana on Instagram, y'all follow her on there. She said the damn thing. Like that's the fucking problem right there. Um, Ever since I've been little, like my mom always told me, she said, you need to go get your own shit. And I believe that shit. Like, at that time I thought, what a parent will tell you is, like you think like, hey, they don't want you to make the same mistakes they made, which, parents ain't perfect obviously, but yeah, shout out to Smurf. When he was on the network, he's not on here no more, but he said something on one of our shows we should do together, a segment of the ATP network. He talked about willing simplicity. Like that basically is a thing where people actually share shit, like share lawnmower, share a leaf blower, share whatever, share things, with each other. Like that's what we need to start doing, man. Like why everybody need a lawnmower? Why everybody need a car even? Like, I mean, look, sometimes you need your privacy. I get that. Everybody's different. Some people are willing to share. I think a lot more people willing to share their stuff rather than not. I mean, I'm willing to share. Like, believe it or not, I'm an introvert. Like, I choose to be like this. I'm getting better at it. I understand, like, if you go build community, you got to get out of that introverted space. So, I'm talking to, I got to walk the walk too. So yeah, man. Shout out to her. I had to break that video down. She said the damn thing. Like, people need community more now than ever, especially since the government is not going to save you. All right, guys. Now I'm finna get to the first story. All right, guys. Before I get to this video, I'm finna talk about. Be sure to like the video. It helps us out in the algorithm, and also too, we growing. Thank you to the on YouTube especially. Thank you to the 1,148 people that subscribe to us. We really appreciate it. And also to 91% of you that watch our videos on YouTube are not subscribed. So also hit the subscribe button. Like, what's the deal here? All right, guys. So the first story I'm going to talk about, one of many, to be honest with you, is about remote work. Fortunately for me, I applied to get a hybrid job at HP. Now, That means hybrid means I work in the office half the week, then the other half a week I stay home and work. You know, um, I'm still waiting for an email back from HP in Georgia, so I can whether I can get interviewed or not. Nothing set in stone yet. Um, Man, my highline crooked in a motherfucker. Damn. But anyway, I bet y'all say this nigga look a little fucked up. But anyway, um, now I also got a video too about Vivek and Musk want to end remote work for federal employees. Companies, the reason why they do not like remote work to begin with is, like she finna say, it's a lot of benefits to them now. Like you really don't have to go to um the office. Like you can do everything on your computer. You know what I'm saying? And also too, multiple benefits of working from home. Um, like you ain't gotta spend money on gas. You ain't got to you know, buy expensive food from a restaurant because these restaurants are not cheap. You can cook your own food at home. It's a lot of benefits to working from home, but these corporations, they just want also to control you, like just like the government. Why they don't want us coming together? Like they want to control the narrative. They want the boss in your face, treating you like crap, or it's a lot of things. But I'm gonna let her talk about it, and she gonna talk about her experiences too, like going to her job when she used to work at this place. So, all right, now I'm gonna play the video. Oh, hold on, guys. Wrong video. There you go.
Why companies hate work from home now. All of a sudden, every company hates employees and contractors working from home. They want everybody in the office. They want to fill up these offices. They want you driving and commuting to these jobs. Most of the jobs that are out there want.
And also, I hate to interrupt like that, but when there's less people on the road, there's less chance of accidents because a lot of people can't fucking drive, or a lot of people speed to work because they wake up late, which I never understood that. Like, by you doing that, you driving fast, driving erratically, trying to make it to the office, which most likely a paper pusher. You could just stay home, like you putting people's lives in danger. But that's another story for another day. Like the less cars on the road means less pollution, right? Like there's a lot of benefits to working from home. Like, but let it continue. I ain't gonna interrupt.
Want you to come into the office, and we got to talk about why this is and what you can do about it. You want to work from home. I know there's many benefits from working from home, but let's dive into why companies don't like it and how you can, if you want, have a company where you have remote employees, find a job where you can work remote, or land that work from home job that you really want over other people. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can.
Let me skip that.
Why? I actually was a manager before I was an entrepreneur. I worked in corporate America, climbed the corporate ladder, getting to becoming in management positions. And I can tell you, quite frankly, I necessarily did not like work from home employees back then. But again, this was 2014 and 2011 and all of these things. We didn't have the technology that we have today. But today, many companies are shutting down work from home. We have Amazon, in fact, that is basically mandating that employees need to be into the office 5 days a week. This is rocking the world. Like with Amazon, the number one, this big company with hundreds of thousands of employees are making their employees come back to the office. Well, what does that mean? And we are seeing this across the board. It shows, okay, so let me give you another stat. LinkedIn data shows that 20% of remote jobs, okay, get 50% of the applications, okay? 50% of the people applying. So 50% of people applying for 20% of the job, which makes this very, very competitive. So if you're looking for a work from home job, a remote job.
Yeah, because the conveniences of working from home. Shit. Like me, that's probably why I haven't got no, probably haven't got back an email from HP because a lot of people probably applying for the same job too. Yeah, like the pandemic, even though it's still raging now, like one thing that I give it due for is remote work. Like that alone saved hundreds of thousands of lives. So thousands of lives. So yeah, yeah, like she said, it's very competitive. Like rightfully so. Like people know the benefits. Like people know the benefits of working from home. It's a lot of good benefits.
It is going to be very, very competitive because most of the jobs that say work from home, they have a ton of demand. People just want to work from home. Well, let's talk about why. Employees want to work from home. Why? Well, we already know most people now have expensive homes. Let's talk about that. During the pandemic, people started really investing in their homes, making them, more comfortable, adding things, doing renovations, things like that to make their homes more comfortable. In fact, the COVID pandemic literally killed minimalism. So when people were all like, oh, don't have anything, don't have any clothes. Well, guess what? When we were stuck in our house, we wanted stuff to do. So the minimalism is so funny. That whole movement died, okay, during the pandemic. And now people have really nice homes. They've invested in their homes. And so they want to be in their homes.
Not many people, but yeah.
Spent all this money and effort making their homes really nice and building offices that are comfortable because of the pandemic. And now, employers are saying, no, you can't use them. So that's a really, really big reason why people want to work from home. They have expensive homes. Most of their income goes towards their rent or their mortgage. So, if I'm going to be paying 40% of my money, I want to be here. And again, if someone is an entrepreneur that's usually in her office, you guys know I'm in my home office. Again, this is not a virtual background. People often ask me,
And that kind of do make sense because hell, a lot of people got office, like they turn their rooms into offices as well. Like yeah, like she said, half your paycheck goes to your fucking mortgage or rent. Hell yeah, I want to take advantage of that motherfucker. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I was saying earlier, like everybody don't live in homes because homes are very, very expensive. But I see what she's saying. Like that does make sense.
a virtual background. No, this is my real office. Like I have my desk and my TV and stuff over there. And then this is the couch. I have some chairs here. These are my books, here. Let me touch that. See? Touch that. Okay, so you can see really my office. So I get it. Okay. Noelle Randall gets it. I would not want to, if I worked, I could not go into an office anymore. Let's talk about why though. I'm a mom of 5 and my son is autistic. I literally love that I am able to work from home. So again, dog and childcare expenses are reduced when you work from home. So even just say, for example, if you have a small child and you send them to daycare just 1 or 2 days per week, but if you work in the office 5 days a week, well, you have to send your kids to daycare and daycare can be very expensive. So can dogs.
Oh yeah, dog care. Yep, and yeah, yeah. Child care. Oh yeah, very very expensive. Yeah, like instead of you, like you could take that money and put it into the savings account. Like you ain't got to worry about fucking spending like money our people ain't got no have. But you know what I'm saying? Like just by working from home, like yeah, it's a lot.
Care and cat care or whatever. Most cats don't need that much help, but I'm a dog person. So my kids and my dogs, they need supervision. So I understand those are expenses. Let's talk about it. So that is the reason. Those are the 2 probably major reasons. And then let's talk about the third major reason is commutes. I am a car person. Y'all know that I love me a nice car, but I do not like traffic. I don't want to sit in traffic driving to an office. So as much as I love my cars and love a car, I don't want to sit in a car inside of traffic, nor do most people. So these really
Exactly. Like fortunately, the area I live is kind of rural. It's not much traffic like that, but sometimes if it's a car accident, like you have to sit in traffic, and that's can be a pain. Um, like again, like if you're a paper pusher, why do you need to go to the office? Like I understand if you work for FedEx or work for Amazon, like the warehouse, what up stuff, shit like that, you have to physically go to the place to work. I get that. Or even like construction, like yeah, you gotta go to the job site, but paper pushing, come on, man. It's about control.
Really, really long commutes are another reason why people do not want to work in an office. And so, what was happening was a bunch of foolishness. Let me be clear, okay? Let me get excited for a second because I was reading through this and preparing for this, and I could not believe the things that Amazon employees were doing. Let me share with you this. Amazon employees, in order to kind of trick the system with some of this work from home, because again, they were just resisting. So Amazon at first tried to make hybrid where you could work from home 2 days and then 3 days. And now they've upped it to completely to mandatory 5 days a week in the office, or you need to quit. And in fact, most economists and people like me that are business people, we know you're actually trying to get some of your staff to quit. I've been through layoffs. I've been through severance packages.
Yeah. Like she said, yeah. She said she know how it works. Yeah, they want you to quit. Yeah, yeah. I've been through that. Like, they changed my hours. They cut my hours. When I work these jobs, like, yeah, they do things like that. Oh yeah, and also too, I remember. Yeah, I had a cousin that lived in Texas. She had a job, remote job working for FedEx. I guess she's supposed to like the customer service sector of FedEx. Oh no. She had a hybrid, actually, it's hybrid job, and they ended up firing her. So yeah. Even though my auntie kept bragging about her, like, oh, FedEx love her. I'm like, FedEx love her. They talk about her the good. Like my auntie, she's a boomer. She don't understand. Like these corporations, they don't give a fuck about you. Yeah, they give all these corporations give you a pizza party, maybe a biscuit or some shit, and send your ass on, or they do taxes to get rid of your ass. So
I've been a vice president. I know what a big corporation does when they have to lay people off. And quite frankly, it's mandates like these 5 days in the office where you are actually trying to get rid of some of your staff. I know this for a fact. But let's talk about what some of the employees did to try to resist. So the first thing that Amazon employees did, I thought this was hilarious. They would do what's called badge and coffee. Baby, they would go to the office, badge in because of the badge, registers you at work, shows you're there. And then they would go get coffee, walk around the office, and they would leave. They would badge and coffee. Yes, baby. Literally, Amazon employees were badge and coffeeing it in order to meet the standard or the requirement, I should say, of going into the office. Well, that started to backfire. Leadership, management, they know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Obviously, for every trick that you have, they're going to discover it. So that was the first trick, okay? Then the second one was, because it got crazy with the badge and coffee and them leaving. Then Amazon employees started badge and pay. Ooh, baby. So they would pay other employees to badge them in. Literally, you're my friend, you badge me in, I pay you money to do that. And that's what they were doing and badging people in. One person would badge another person in. They had this whole little thing. Obviously, that's very unethical and many of them were fired. But this was just a technique, a trick that they were using in order to meet the requirement of badging in. The next thing was just a straight out protest. Okay. Literally, they started protest. Literally, Amazon employees started to protest outside of the building with those signs. They did not want to go into the office. They literally started protesting, but management was not having it. Amazon leadership was not having it. And I'm going to tell you why. Let's talk about that. One of the reasons why you want your employees in the office, one, is easier to monitor them. Let's be honest. Two,
control. Like I said earlier, it's all about control, baby. Yeah, they want to control you. Like, and actually, I heard a study like productivity went up when people work from home. So you telling me manager's not watching me every fucking 10 minutes doing his rounds or her rounds, like fucking intimidate me, and I can actually do my work at home, peace and quiet, shit get done and get done better than it was in office. So yeah.
it is an environment. When you're in an environment of work, typically speaking, there is a idea in a psychology or thinking, a psychological thinking or pathology of thinking that when we're all together and we're all working, there's going to be synergy, there's going to be collaboration, there's going to be better teamwork, we're going to be more connected, you're going to be more into the job. So just from a straight up what we know about work and what we think about work. And again, this is from somebody, I'm saying this, not saying this in a braggy way. I have an MBA from Baylor University, graduated in my top of my class. So at Baylor Business School, you learn about how to keep your employees engaged, how employers keep employees, employee retention. And some of those things is all about office environment, the foosball tables and, the beverages in the break room, all of these things that they talk about to make the work environment more connected. And companies spend a lot of money on this. So quite frankly, this is just a belief in work. This is just an American ideology that work should happen in a workplace. And so quite frankly, we never were big on remote work. Never. American corporations, especially the bigger the corporation, has never been big on working remotely, okay? Unless they're going to the Philippines or India to have those people work, which is very, very ironic. They have no problem with globalism, but they do have a problem with you just working from your home, but they have no problem with, just people working from other countries. But anyway, so that's like probably the major overarching reason. The only reason they even kind of started and let up all of that work from home was COVID. It was the pandemic. So now that the pandemic is over, everybody's going to go back to their.
Well, I had to correct you. The pandemic is not over. But no, the pandemic is not over. People just stop talking about the pandemic. That's all. I hate when people say that, I'm not mad at her. I'm just saying, like, that's the general consensus. Oh, it's over. Go back to work. No. They decide it was over. Like, my friend just had COVID. And she work at a grocery store, so she can't work from home. Like, she had that motherfucker for a month. So yeah, and then I know somebody else I knew had COVID too this past month. So no, it's not over. But yeah, overall it's about control. Yeah. So I'm gonna end it there. Hold on, give me a second, guys.
Real example that I saw with my own two eyes. I was working for a company called Movement Mortgage, and this was, I think, like one of the last jobs that I had where I was gaining my confidence. Like, I'm going to get out of the workforce, but I really wasn't ready. I was still kind of a chicken. And that was really because, just my mindset. I just really wasn't all the way there, since 2015, 2016. So, but Movement Mortgage was actually based out of Norfolk, Virginia. And so when I first went to work there, we were working in this kind of old office that, was in Norfolk. But guess what? They actually, I'm not even going to get into all of it. It may have even been Virginia Beach, but the city of Norfolk actually gave Movement Mortgage. And again, this is public records. I don't feel like I'm sharing anything, crazy. The city of Norfolk gave them a ton of money to take a rundown JCPenney in the mall, okay, in the Norfolk Mall. And again, you can look this up, for Movement Mortgage to bring all of their operations there from the Virginia Beach office. And it was.
And that's why they want you not to work from home. See, these cities want, commerce. She about to get into that, but I'm saying beforehand, like, cities got to make money, right? And in order to make money, people got to shop in the area, get gas in the area, buy food in the area, shop in the area too, as well, right? Like, that's smart to put that, Movement Mortgage in the mall, like in the mall area, because it's obviously a mall has a lot of stuff around it, food, restaurants, shopping, yeah. So yeah, that's smart. Solid. The corporations get money from the city or get special, forgot what you call it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then the company also get benefit. So yeah.
Was an amazing office. It was beautiful. They completely renovated an old JCPenney that had went out of business, and we literally worked at the mall. Okay, the mall was like half empty. This is Norfolk, Virginia. And this was, again, Norfolk, Virginia's economic development department. Okay, so there's tons of economic development departments within counties and cities and local governments that are working to bring employers to their area, and they give them really great subsidies. They give them tax benefits. Subsidy. They even sometimes give them outright money, okay, to renovate and things like that. So I'm not going to give you all of the details because I don't necessarily know all the details of Movement Mortgages Move, but I'm going to tell you unequivocally, it was really beneficial to Movement Mortgage to be able to move to that. And it was very beneficial to the city of Norfolk to have all of those employees. And again, at the time, I was one of them, to go there, and we start going to restaurants for lunch. We start getting gas in that area. We start coming in that area. We're buying things. We're shopping during our lunch. There's a lot of economic activity that happens when you bring employees into an office. So although you as a worker say, I don't want to work in an office, let me be 100% honest with you. As the employer, that's a really, really big incentive to make your employees come to the office. The fact that you can get this real estate and you get these tax deductions for having employees in your office. So now, as a company, they have to weigh out, do I want these tax benefits and these subsidies and these different incentives that I'm being offered by local governments and state governments? Or do I just want to make my employees happy? Or do I want to just try to make them happy at the office? Well,
we know that these corporations don't give a fuck about the employees. So they want all of the tax breaks and the subsidies. They want that. They want the Getty Green, baby. That's what it is. If the corporations get like Amazon, they gave a shit about their employees. The employees wouldn't do that badge and coffee and badge and pay technique, which that's smart as fuck though. Like they will say, hey, you can continue to work from home. Like we don't need you here. Like we don't need everybody here. Maybe some people be at the office, some people be at home. Like they don't give a fuck. Like these corporations, they don't care if you have kids or pets or maybe you have somebody that need care. Maybe they disabled. Maybe it's a parent or somebody else, a family member. Like they don't give a fuck. Like they want to control you. They want you to spend money that you really don't have, because to be honest with you, if you working class, like, living paycheck to paycheck, like, you can work from home and you might have a little extra money in your pocket because you ain't got to buy gas all the goddamn time. It just, yeah, man. So, yeah, that's that video. Now I'm finna go to the next one. It's talking about Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Oh Lord. Now these idiots wants to fucking end they want to end remote work for federal workers. Of course, right? Like anything that benefits federal workers, let's end that. No, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? That's where it is. Like these two fucking ghouls, like one of them gets subsidies from the federal government, and the other one did a pump and dump scheme. Talking about Vivek Ramaswamy. He sold this Alzheimer's drug that didn't work. like these motherfuckers, like Elon really brought himself into the government. Like he paid to control the government. Like it's crazy. But I'm gonna play this clip from Fox. What is this? Fox Business? I think it is. Here we go.
Politics now. A recent proposal to require federal employees to return to the office full-time has sparked some debate about how to best streamline government operations while also ensuring effective public service. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's the head of the new Department of Government Efficiency, argued that mandating in-office attendance could encourage voluntary departures among federal workers. In an interview, he said the proposal could be a way to address what he says is a bloated federal bureaucracy. Let's bring in Scott Baradell. He's a spokesperson for...
And also, too, I believe that, just like what that woman said, this is a ploy to fire some of the federal workers. Like, they want to cut federal workers, but, yeah, this is a ploy to get rid of them, too, as well. Like,
Stanley Systems. Thank you so much for joining us on Live Now from Fox to continue this conversation.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so this proposal from Ramaswamy here, do you think this would achieve his goal of these voluntary departures from the government? And if that did happen, what could we expect to see?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think that where we've seen it in the private sector where this has happened, you've had a lot of return to office mandates that led to a lot of voluntary departures. And it's a great way to reduce your workforce without having to pay severance and things like that, which I think is something that Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk have in mind.
That's what I said.
Is going back to the office, though, really all that more productive than remote work? I know you guys conducted a survey. What did that say? What were your findings there?
Well, I think there's a lot of research that shows that the collaboration that you get in office, if it's really collaboration as opposed to just driving somewhere and being in a cubicle and driving home, if that's really built into the company culture, it can be a really positive thing. But the thing that was really interesting about the survey, and Stanley says,
how that could be positive, where you can just fucking just work from home. Like, yeah, I'd rather work in a environment like my house. Like that woman said, people fix up their house during the beginning of COVID, where it's peace and quiet. You ain't got to worry about that annoying employee bothering you, asking, "Hey, do you see the sports game yesterday? Do you see this? Do you see that?" Like I can actually focus on my task at hand by working from home. Like, yeah.
Systems helps businesses with printers, copiers, computers. It's office technology, so all for getting people back in the office. But what the survey showed is that the majority of Gen Z workers want to be in an office. They many of them never have had a chance because of COVID, and they're excited about it. So let's take advantage of that.
I don't know, man. That sounds like bullshit right there. Really? Like, yeah. You have to show me that study, my guy. Like that sound like cap. Like, oh yeah, I'm excited to work with an annoying ass boss and some annoying ass employees. Yay! No, that's cap.
That excitement.
Yeah, so if this does lead to those large amounts of people leaving their government positions, I guess what impact could that have? Would that send a message about the future of remote work and leading to a future of maybe even going in the office full time or not?
Yeah, I think what you have in many cases is a hybrid environment. And I think if you look at workers across the board, over 80% across generations prefer an environment that's at least hybrid, say it's 3 days a week in the office. Maybe they don't want 5. So there's a broad consensus. And most companies would rather have their workers in the office. They've got big investments in commercial real estate. That's it's been a long history of believing in the value of bringing people together. So everybody's kind of on the same page. It's just a matter of how you want to go about doing it.
Yeah, like that lady said, like, yeah, the city, give them subsidies to move into these buildings in their town, and and obviously the corporation will choose the money over the people. Like,
is it going to be presented as, here's the punishment, you have to come back in the office, versus here's all the reasons why it's going to be a great thing for you to come back to the office?
Could we talk real quick, though? Are there any potential risks to Ramaswamy's proposal?
Risk. Well, the thing is, the very top, the creme de la creme of workers, they can do whatever they want. So they can work from home, they can work from wherever they want, and you're going to lose them because they can go anywhere. They have lots of choices. So you're talking about the bulk of.
Well, according to that woman, she said that 20% of jobs are remote and 50% of applicants applying for the 20%. So yeah, that's a lie, because like she actually has statistics. Like, that's why I played that first video. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be hard to find a remote job. It really would be. Like, that's the point. They want people to go back into the office.
Workers that aren't at that, maybe that top 5% of workers, yeah, you can have policies like this and not worry about the impact, but you're going to lose some real talent at the top because they have so many choices in terms of where they can work, choose their own environment.
Yeah, and we're seeing this surge of people who want to work remotely ever since COVID happened. Is that in part because people got a taste of it during COVID and they're like, I like being able to be home? Is that why we're seeing such a surge here in remote work?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people thought, oh, well, we've always worked in the office, we have to. Then when they realized that they could work at home and be effective, they were like, why do I have to do this commute? It's just kind of the experience of doing it made them realize, oh, it's possible. And a lot of companies are like, wow, it didn't really hurt our productivity. But now as we look at return to,
What he say? Oh my Lord, he said it didn't hurt their productivity. Oh, but they want people to go back to work in the office. See what I'm talking about, guys? So you telling me, I said this before, yeah, like productivity is better working at home than in the office. Oh man, he told on himself that I don't think what he said it meant to come out like that. But
office, you had people hired during COVID who were hired from different cities because it could be remote, or they have small children at home and they can't maybe afford daycare. These situations where they were built for in their work style and everything was built for remote, and now coming into a return to office mandate, they simply, even if they wanted continued working for the office and coming into the office, they're in a different city, they've got small children at home. There are a lot of people that build their lifestyles around remote work, and now they have to change.
One of my last questions for you, let's say this is implemented, right? Let's just imagine for a minute we do have federal workers who do quit. How do they move forward in attracting talent when they do have to fully go into the office?
Well, I think, Elon Musk's approach to this has always been that, he believes that if you're truly, the kind of worker that he wants to have at one of his companies, you're going to want to come to the office. So I think he feels like and
basically lick his boots. Oh, yes, sir, Elon. Yes, I do whatever you want me to do. Yes, yes. And this motherfucker don't do no work. Let this guy be on Twitter 24/7. He said he come to the office and work. Yeah, on Twitter with your Twitter fingers, asshole. Like, what the fuck, bro? Oh man, again, like, control, guys. It's what it's all about, control.
And Vivek Ramaswamy and a lot of people that the government workforce is so bloated that a lot of people can leave and you're still going to have a lot of good people there, and the cultures that's created are going to attract more people to the office. So I think that's the belief, and this is a very kind of this whole approach of that they're taking is very radical in some ways, and a lot of people are interested to see how it's going to turn out, because I think there's a pretty broad consensus that.
All right, guys, I'm gonna end it there. Yeah, man. So, like, will they get rid of remote work for federal employees? I wouldn't put it past them. It's like anything that benefits the average, as they say, Joe Smo, is like, anything that makes them happy. Like the COVID safety net, for example, the child tax credit, the shit, hell, the unemployment, like the $600 unemployment checks, like anything that's beneficial to people, to the regular American people, that shit gets taken away. But those corporate subsidies that Elon Musk get, and the tax cuts that the top 1% gets, that don't get taken away. Oh no, that stay. Keep the tax cuts, which those tax cuts affect us because we have to pay more on our taxes. So yeah, man, that's that. Yeah, remote work, man, is good. It's good. It's good in a lot of ways. A lot of people talk. It has more positives than negatives. A lot of people like working in the office. Some people say they like doing the remote. The hybrid style of working, which ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, that was my job called for. Like, I have to come to the office and come back. I can work from home, which I ain't have no problem with that. I'd rather be on the road 2 or 3 times a week rather than 5 days a week. So yeah, y'all. Now I'm gonna bring up the next story. And before I get to the next story, like the video, y'all. When y'all like the video, people actually watch our content on YouTube and Rumble too. So like the video, and also too, the 91% of you that watch us on YouTube are not subscribed to the ATP network. So hit that subscribe button, man. We're gonna have the co-founder of the ATP network. She gonna bring her show back in the future. We're gonna have other people. So you gonna miss out if you ain't subscribed. So please subscribe. All right, guys. This next story here is sickening to me. I mean, it's not a surprise. Like, like we know, United Healthcare. Um, they deny claims. Which when you deny claim, when they deny claims, it's more money in their pocket. You pay into the shit, and then you don't get fucking help. Like, that's fucking stealing. Like, this legalized stealing and legalized murder going on with these health insurance companies, man. Holy crap. Um, Sorry for all these pop-ups. Jeez. Um, this is from the Times of India. It says United Healthcare denies claim of a coma patient, says doctor in a viral post. I'll make it bigger for y'all. Sorry about that. So yeah, man. Yeah, this shit is crazy. Um, a coma patient? Wow. They need money that damn bad to deny a COVID a coma patient. My God, man. Um, let me see. Let me see. It says an ex post of one Dr. Zachary Levy has gone viral as the doctor claimed that one of his patients was denied the health insurance claim by United Healthcare. The patient is in ICU with a brain hemorrhage in a coma on a ventilator and in heart failure, the doctor said. Because I haven't proven to them that caring for her in a hospital was medically necessary. Like, what's up with these fucking words? Medically necessary? Tear it all down, The doctor wrote. The post came as United Healthcare is the target of public outrage because of its high denial claims. 32%. Its 50-year-old CEO Brian Tuss was killed in December 4th by accused Luigi, who was held as a hero by the disgruntled customers of the insurance company. Yeah, Luigi is a hero. He is. Yeah, I give it to him, man. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione was never a customer of United Healthcare, but he chose Thompson as his company deemed fit for his target. Yeah, because of his mama was going through bad nerve pain or something like that. But Mangione's target was insurance, though he pleaded not guilty of the murder charge. It says Dr. Zachary also posted the letter that he submitted to the company explaining the medical necessity of his patient. I am writing on behalf of my patient to document the medical necessity of being on a ventilator in the intensive care unit for the treatment of their brain hemorrhage, cerebral edema, and respiratory failure. They in the coma. They let them die. Fuck it. Hey, hospital supposed to be a place of healing, not to die. I mean, people gonna die in the hospital. I'm just saying, like, health insurance companies, hell, fuck it. They got this person's money. They don't give a fuck. Oh god. It says, as the post went viral, many users reacted with their experience with United Healthcare. While I was going through stage 3 cervical cancer in 2016, I was denied by United Healthcare. The reason they said the result of my diagnosis was due to an accident. What? I called and asked how I could accidentally call cancer. What in the fucking fuck? This person literally said United Healthcare literally told this person the reason why we denied your treatment for cervical cancer is because it was caused by accident. Also, people just want to. So, also, it's accident that they get cancer. What the fucking fuck? Oh, goodness gracious, man. It says, I called and asked how I can accidentally call cancer. The agent explained that they had a third-party company that did their initial reviews that did not anything on their first review and apologized for the mistake, one user said. Um, it says, this must be a video right there. It says, insurance company only pay for treatment. Many users also took the side of United Healthcare on the specific incident. The doctor cited that the insurance company only pay for treatment. Another said that the incident probably didn't even happen. If it happened, it was probably a bureaucratic error, but this should not have been kept from the patient from getting the care they need. One said. It says I know it's not the doctor's arena really, but if prices at the hospital weren't so outrageous, maybe more claims would get approved. The system is broken on so many levels. Well, this person right here really don't. That's why you get rid of for-profit hospitals then too. You get rid of health insurance companies because they you know they're a fucking scam in these for-profit hospitals. That charge oh shit, I ain't make it big. I'm sorry guys. I'm in another screen. There you go. Like get rid of both of them. Both of them aren't good. Like, you know, hospitals should be ran by the government. Let the government run the hospital. And then when people get sick and need care, they could get it and hopefully they can catch what was wrong with them quicker so they won't wait until, you know, when either they cancer and spread all over their body or they, you know, for something like when COVID get real worse or any other disease get real worse, it kills them. So yeah, Medicare for all is the way here. It said recently an ex-employee of United Healthcare claimed that they were trained on various ways to deny claims while there was no training to clear claims. United Healthcare previously stated that it approves and processes approximately 90% of medical claims upon submission, dismissing social media allegations of claim denials as highly inaccurate and misleading. The company was also previously implicated in a lawsuit where it faced accusation of using an AI tool to reportedly responsible for a 90% error rate. So yeah, the AI thing. So yeah, y'all. So that's it of that, man. Like, yep, just more bad shit about United Healthcare, man. Like, yeah, what the slogan? I'm probably gonna get it wrong because my brain. Deny, defend, oppose. That's what you got to do. That's what we got to do, man. We need Medicare for all, man. We need it. We really do. Like, more stories like this gonna come out. Like, deny your claim because it was by accident. And then they say, oh, my bad. It was a mistake. Wow. All right, guys. I got one more last story, and this is wild, man. All right, guys. Last story of this live stream. Patrick Bet-David. I really didn't know this guy until last year. He interviewed Cal Kalinske. You know, he had Cal Kalinske on his podcast. It's called the PBD podcast. I didn't really know the motherfucker's name until recently. Like, that's just me, man. But yeah, like, he been involved in a pyramid scheme, a scam, whatever you call it. And this is the same motherfucker that wags his finger at people that complains about the fucking system, saying the system is broken. I'm working my ass off, but I can't get ahead. And he's saying, you need to do this, this, and this, and this, and stop doing this. Like, and you fucking, like, you make your money off ripping people off. I hate these motherfuckers, man. I really do. I'm not monetized, so I can use a little profanity. I hate these people, man. I really do. I hate them. That's like, and Vivek Ramaswamy ain't no better either. So yeah, I finna play this. This is from Pastor Ben. You know. So here we go, guys. Like, this is wild.
Has been exposed. And as a result of this exposure, he has declared war, along with MAGA, on Wikipedia. Let's get into it. Patrick Bet-David built his entire platform, his brand, his empire, off the idea of being a robust and hardworking businessman, an entrepreneur who takes risk and gets the reward. As it turns out, Patrick Bet-David built his entire financial kingdom off of a multi-level marketing scam, a pyramid scheme. Now, while this has been known by many people, it did not come into the public eye, generally speaking, until this past weekend, when Patrick Bet-David decided to wade into the conversation over the H-1B visa program. You could look that up to find out more information about that. The long and short of the H-1B visa program is the question of whether or not immigrants should be allowed to come to the United States to work for employers that in some cases claim that these are highly skilled workers that they absolutely need to bend the laws or circumvent the normal process to allow them to come and work for tech companies, for example, particularly.
Yeah, yeah, like we all know that the reason why Elon and Vivek and Trump want these visas is not because these people are highly skilled. It's because control, like power and control. Like they want to control these people. If they do something they don't like, you could ship them back to where they came from, and also to cheap labor. Like we all know that these motherfuckers are underpaying these hard workers. Like the hell they underpaying us. In the hell they underpaying them for these high skilled jobs. And they are engineers and stuff like that. You need these type of people to run businesses. Like this shit is very complicated. So yeah, let's continue.
Immigrants from India. There are two oppositions to this H-1B visa debate. One of them are just purely racist, as pointed out by everyone from Elon Musk to Vivek Ramaswamy. It's clearly just a group of people circumvent the normal age regulations here in the United States of America by filling that position with someone from a foreign nation. And we have seen the pressure that has been applied to so many workers, so many migrant and immigrant workers because of the threat of losing that H-1B visa. And we're quite certain that that's exactly the nature behind Elon Musk's desire to expand the program. That's the long and short of it. Let's get back to Patrick Bet-David, who decided to wade into this conversation about the virtues of being an immigrant who worked 80 hours a week.
Now, this says here, I'm going to read it. Let me read what this says. Got to pause. It says, as an immigrant from Iran, I saw this as an edge. I didn't mind working 80 hours a week. I didn't mind the competition. All I wanted was a shot. This used to be the American way. Cap. Ultra fucking cap, man. Wow. Let me continue.
And because of that, that's the source of his success. Patrick Bet-David is telling everyone that he is successful because he was a hard-working immigrant. Little did most people know that the source of his wealth and his empire came from a scam, much like Vivek Ramaswamy, by the way, who...
Yeah, like I said, the pump and dump scheme. Like, Vivek didn't work hard. He had a drug called, it was an Alzheimer's drug, and he sold it off saying that it worked, and turns out it wasn't effective for Alzheimer's. So, basically, he is a scam artist, too. It is crazy. Like, see, these motherfuckers should be in fucking jail, bro. Like, see, they'd rather lock my black ass up for carrying a dime bag of weed, but these motherfuckers, because well, he's a billionaire, Vivek, and he's a billionaire. Like, they shit get flown under the radar, but nothing won't happen to Patrick Bet-David. But I'm gonna continue it.
Himself scammed millions upon millions of dollars out of shareholders by promoting a miracle Alzheimer's drug that was not miraculous at all. Vivek Ramaswamy essentially pumped and dumped stocks, destroying a company, destroying shareholder wealth, as well as defrauding a lot of patients who...
That should be fucking illegal. That should be illegal, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ah, God.
Thought the drug did what he said it would do. Funny how that works. Two of the loudest voices in the United States of America, Patrick Bet-David and Vivek Ramaswamy, who claim to be hard workers and who are trying to tell you that you just need to work a little bit harder, turns out that the source of their wealth came from essentially scams. I would call them frauds, but fraud has a very specific legal definition, and there are just so many things in the United States of America that to a moral person seems fraudulent, but to the legal system is not fraudulent. So let's just call them scam artists. And this is why Patrick Bet David has declared war on Wikipedia, because Wikipedia has the record. And Wikipedia was the source of why millions of people on Twitter, X, now know the truth about Patrick Bet David. Let's get into the particulars so that you can see it for yourself. Here is Patrick Bet David grandstanding about how hard he worked as an immigrant to the United States of America.
That shit's still crazy to me though, man. Like, wow, like, man, shout out to people that do their research, man. Wow, this guy thought I guess he thought he was cooking with this. He said, I work hard. You Americans are lazy. You should do this and this, like what he be saying on his podcast. I listened to a couple of them. And it turns out he was scam artist. Oh my god, bro. That shit's still funny to me. That's still funny to me, man. Yeah, man. That's crazy. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to play with the set here. Here we go.
Let's read it. As an immigrant from Iran, I saw this as an edge. Speaking of Vivek Ramaswamy's tweet below. I didn't mind working 80 hours a week. I didn't mind the competition. All I wanted was a shot. This used to be the American way. He went on and on, but you get the gist of it. Now, this was the tweet that prompted, as Andrea says in this reply, saying, quote, kindly, Patrick, working 80.
Wow. Yeah, he worked 80 hours a week. It's like me saying I fucking like me, I work at a warehouse, like me moving 2 truckloads of boxes. Yeah. I would never say that. I would never say that. Like, you need a team. Like 80 hours a week is not healthy. Like, that's cap. 80 hours a week. Now, some people work 50 or 60 hours a week, the overtime or whatever, just to fucking pay the bills and barely survive. But 80 hours a week? Yeah. That's nuts. Yeah, that's cap. Fucking cap.
80 hours a week is not a healthy role model. Absolutely the case. And I want to read you one more reply from Patrick Bet David. This is what he said. He said, respectfully, both the app plus the phone you are using were built by a founder and an executive team that worked 80 hours a week for many years. Also, our founding fathers worked and fought nonstop more than 80 hours a week to build America. We're beneficiaries of their sacrifices. Now, something about grandstanding when you really have no ground to stand on really jogs my memory about your individual past, because this is what caused me to jump into the conversation saying word on the street is that you made your fortune not working 80 hours a week, but through a pyramid scheme, Patrick Bet David. Now, I'm not exactly sure the chain of events that led exactly to the community note that was grounded in Wikipedia that exposed and humiliated Patrick Bet David. But I like to think that I had some kind of contribution to that chain of events, but I digress. That's neither here nor there. Let's continue on. What happened after that? Well, community notes got involved. Community notes is where a small measure of accountability
exposed. It says Patrick Bet David made his money by founding a predatory multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, which he then used to market himself as a business guru on YouTube. On YouTube of all places. He's essentially a scam artist. Yeah, I did the link to Wikipedia right there. Oh my god, bro. Like, wow. Yeah, that's 80 hours a week worth of work right there, man. Wow. 80 hours a week, he's a man. By scamming people to think that, by scamming people as a business, how to build a business. And you know, there's a lot of those pyramid schemes out there. I noticed that on you, like, not even that long ago. I remember it was a lot of those videos came out on how to build a successful business, how to do this, how to make this amount of money, and I'm like, this shit is fake, bro. They just want you to buy stuff and buy the book or whatever, or video, and you read it, then you, I guess you apply it. You know, a lot of people, like, it's crazy, man. But let me continue. Oh, God.
Occurs on Twitter, or now X. This is where the community looks at what someone says and say, wait a minute, I think you're telling a lie, or wait a minute, I think you're being disingenuous. And so they source it, they make their point, people vote on it, and if enough people support what you have to say, your tweet carries around this community note, just like this one that was attached to Patrick Bet David's tweet. This is what it says. Patrick Bet David made his money by founding a predatory multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, which he then used to market himself as a business guru on YouTube. He is essentially a scam artist. And the source was Wikipedia, which brings us full circle to why Patrick Bet David and now the rest of MAGA have declared war on Wikipedia. Now, before we get to the war on Wikipedia, let's go to the actual Wikipedia article, because I want you to see for yourself the history of Patrick Bet David that he now wants scrubbed from the internet. He wants scrubbed from Wikipedia. Here's the career of Patrick Bet David. On September 10th, 2001, Patrick Bet David was hired as a financial advisor at the Glendale branch of Morgan Stanley Dean Witter. He later went on to work at Transamerica for nearly 8 years. Bet David founded PHP Agency in 2009, focusing on life insurance and financial services. The company, a multi-level marketing scheme, was acquired by Integrity, another multi-level marketing company, in 2022. On November 9th, 2012, Bet David launched the Valuetainment channel on YouTube, which features commentary by Bet David and interviews. It eventually grew into a larger media company, which hosts conventions, speakers, including Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Nick Saban. This last part is important also. As Valuetainment grew, Bet David ventured into political commentary, launching the PBD podcast, which hosts debates and interviews on American politics and cultural issues. On the podcast, Bet David has interviewed guests including Reza Pahlavi, Crown Prince of Iran, Bishop Marie Emanuel, and Donald Trump. He has established himself as a staunch ally of Donald Trump. This is the article that was used to source the community notes that Patrick Bet David has now declared war on. Patrick decided, let me cry. Let me go and talk to Daddy Elon Musk and tell him that I don't like this. And so he sent out the following tweet, quote, "Hey, Elon Musk, I appreciate the value of community notes in fact-checking misinformation, but this particular note falls short of..."
Yeah, motherfucker cries like a little bitch and goes running to Daddy Elon. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, man. It's crazy. Like, I just don't get these people. Like he's basically pretending to be something he's not. Like, I'm a hard working guy, but I'm trying to make quick money with pyramid schemes. Like, just say, man, hey, just say, never mind. Let me let Ben continue.
Of the platform's stated objectives. It feels more like a personal attack tied to my stance on H-1B visas, resembling the flaws of Wikipedia. Does it really, though? Or is it a factual statement about the way that you gained your wealth that everyone is now saying, you know what? I don't know if we really should be taking advice about working 80 hours a week from a guy who built his entire fortune off of a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, Patrick Bet David. And of course, I jumped in the conversation saying, you're not denying the truth of the note, Patrick Bet David. Tell us more about how hard you worked on your MLM, multi-level marketing profession. And listen, the reason I say stuff like this is because, let's be real, man. These folks have built entire platforms off of giving you advice on how you should work hard, giving you advice on how you should have.
Yes, that's the problem. Like, motherfucker, it's people out there literally busting their motherfucking ass. Like going to work pounding the pavement, as they say, just trying to get by. Like, they're not making millions upon millions of dollars. Like they just trying to pay the rent. They trying to pay the car payment. They trying to pay utilities. They trying to pay all these insurances we need. Like, you know, like, me getting advice from a guy that made his money off pyramid schemes, multi-level marketing schemes, basically. Yeah, I'll say fuck you, that Patrick Bet David. Like, you don't know how it is to fucking like stand on your feet for 8 hours a day and you know and fucking like yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the struggle, like you don't know, man. Like, it's like the harder you work, the less appreciative you is. It's like when you are basically scam artists like Vivek and Patrick Bet David. It's like exploiting people gets you further than fucking working hard. Like when I was little, my mama and my family told me, "Oh, you gotta work hard, Andre. You gotta go to college. You gotta do this." I went to college. I graduated on time. Got my engineering degree. In college, in student loan debt, by the way. Yeah, going to college. Yeah, it's not ideal. Not ideal unless you want to be in student loan debt. But anyway, then the job you want is very limited. I had a setback, so I couldn't start on my job. I stayed in the college town. Worked multiple jobs, fast food, customer service. Now I work in a warehouse where I'm kind of like the lead man role. Now I'm just now really the COVID. Then you had COVID. That's in between. Then you got that was a rough time for me. Now, fucking now, I'm trying to get the job based on my degree, and that's very limited. So yeah, you don't know how it feels, man. You don't know how it feels to work hard and try like. Yeah, why I get advice from a fucking scam artist? Why? Like, I knew this guy was suspect from the jump. Like, I knew it, but damn, like, not this fucking suspect.
Have this work ethic, how you should pull yourselves up by your bootstraps. Meanwhile, they engage in some of the most predatory practices possible. And then they package it up into podcasts and promote it to people. I'm just getting beside myself with the alliteration. But they promote it to people like you who have a passion for being successful. And there you go, taking advice, clicking on, buying products, going to the conventions, buying his books, a person who he himself is a pyramid scheme predator. I mean, really, folks, do you really want to take advice from someone who built his company not off of hard work and ethics, but hard work at scamming people? Hard working at multi-level marketing schemes, hard work making money off of people without providing the value that they promise. And yet here he is with Valuetainment, a wildly successful. Listen, the man is successful now, regardless of how he built his initial wealth. He's successful in and of himself by telling you how hard you should work. That should absolutely rub you the wrong way. But I digress. Let's go a little bit further. Patrick Bet David now has found it necessary to go to war with Wikipedia because it's not enough for him to just get the community note removed from his tweet. He now needs to crush the record. And while he's crushing his own personal record, as it has been prolifically documented on Wikipedia, here he is now saying, no, that's not enough. Now I want to take down all of Wikipedia. And he starts here. Should Wikipedia be a reliable source for community notes? He sends out this polling. And of course, considering his fan base, they said no. Now, folks, let's be real. If you have...
Now, I would say this, like, will this destroy Patrick Bet David? No. Because he does have a big audience. Like, people I bet people now, I hate to say this, but this is how people is, man. Like, they look at these people like celebrities and inspirations, and these people are probably out there working 80 hours a week, killing themselves because this guy said do it. It's come to a point in time where, like, man, like, this celebrity worshiping, this shit gotta stop. Like, I'm just saying, like, I just had to throw that in there as well. So I'm gonna play a little bit more of this. Ain't really that much to go, but I don't want to play the whole thing. So here we go.
Follow the progression of what Wikipedia truly is, you understand the robustness and the veracity of Wikipedia. Can misinformation seep through? Yes, because it's such a huge platform. But the editors, the individuals who contribute, and the people who verify and check the sources, it is a robust community of individuals who verify.
Yeah, Wikipedia is not the most reliable. Like, when I was in school, they said do not use Wikipedia for the reasons why. Obviously, it's not reliable, but not all of it could be wrong, right? I mean, yeah, it's a big platform, but again, yeah, he like Patrick Bet David, like, oh, Wikipedia, you should go after them because they fucking with me, man.
And have created an archive of masterfully kept information. I mean, from quantum mechanics down to political issues, it is a robust archive of information and knowledge. But because it has become inconvenient for Patrick Bet David, all of MAGA is now sinking their teeth into the idea of destroying Wikipedia and labeling it as woke. There's so many layers to this conversation.
Whoa.
You have in column one, you have people like Vivek Ramaswamy and Patrick Bet David, who are immigrants, and no offense to immigrants. You know, on this channel, I defend and support immigrants just as much as any other marginalized group. But they're immigrants like Patrick Bet David and Vivek Ramaswamy, who actually is kind of like a chain migration baby, but that's a whole different conversation. But they come to lecture people in the United States of America about the value of hard work, when in reality, we know their history. We know how they made their money. And they made their money, perhaps it's not fraud in the legal sense, but to the average person who was hurt by what they did, they consider it fraud. They consider, the victims of Vivek Ramaswamy consider themselves as having been.
Just like health insurance, I'm ended here. Just like health insurance, it's not fraud in a legal sense. Like, I'm taking in what Benjamin Dixon said. It's not fraud in a legal sense, but it's actually did hurt people. So it's the same thing as what they did, obviously. Like Vivek telling folks that, hey, this medicine work even though it doesn't. Like, people took that medicine and probably didn't see no effect from relief of Alzheimer's. And same with this guy. Like, this guy told you, oh, how to do this and that, and people, like, it didn't work. And I'm talking about Patrick Bet David, and it's just like, yeah, these people should be held accountable, like, but they won't be held accountable. They got power, man. They rich, like, the rich never gets held accountable. The only people that get held accountable is the working class. They got to keep our ass in check. Either through the criminal injustice system, or on our jobs where they don't even want us to work remotely partially because of subsidies from the local governments, and also they want bosses on looking over us like we fucking in kindergarten. So yeah, y'all, that's the show. I got a lot of things covered. I need to start making these every day. Again, if you just come in here late, watch it from the beginning. And also to y'all, like the video, helps push it out in the algorithm if you're on YouTube and Rumble. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching ATP Live. I'm Andre Morton, signing out. Have a good one.